Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video today, I would like to share with you kind of a mix between kind of minimal, no makeup sort of thing. This is hopefully going to be a pretty quick tutorial, but not necessarily like, only 5 products or anything like that. So it's kind of going to be in between like a very intense no makeup, you know how you see those videos and it's like, here's 200 products that I'm going to make myself look like I don't have any makeup on, you know what I mean? Not quite that, but also not quite, I'm going to try to do my face with 3 products or something like that, if that makes sense. I'm going to dive right on in because I have to leave in about half an hour to go teach a class. This shouldn't take that amount of time. It might only because I'm going to be talking, but hopefully it won't actually take that long. So I'm going to start with the skin, and I've been playing with this NYX Invincible Fullest Coverage Foundation, which seems like that's not a very natural, normal kind of look. But what I've been doing is just putting a little bit on my hand, on the back of my hand, and actually just using my fingers to dot it into certain areas of my face, like my nose, around my nose, on the cheeks, on the chin, just any areas where I tend to get a little bit red rather than doing a full face of makeup. And I find that even though this color or this foundation is not necessarily natural, putting it on in small amounts, just in certain areas of my face, seems to work out really well. Honestly, this is not maybe the quickest part of this routine, because I really like to kind of dot it into the skin so it really just kind of melts in. This foundation is not normally, if you apply it kind of more normally, is not the most natural foundation in the world. So it needs a little extra time to really, really sink in. So just be aware of that, but obviously you can use whatever foundation you have. And I'm not going to worry too much about any redness that shows through, although usually this is pretty good at covering just kind of normal redness on my skin. And then go on the top of the cheekbones and just kind of pat it in. I don't necessarily get red here, but I like to have that canvas for blush. I'm not going to worry about my forehead because my bangs pretty much cover it. I'll put a little over here just because I have the side bangs. But otherwise, I usually keep makeup off of my forehead. So I'm going to be covering this lovely bit of hormonal fun up with concealer. Now, why not? Going in now with my Naked Skin Concealer in Light Warm. Under those eyes, baby. So I'm just going to sweep that on. I also want this to go over my eyelids. That's essentially going to be my eyeshadow. And then I'm going to dot it over here on those fun little bits right there. A little on my chin, and then whatever else is on the brush around my nose, just because that, it's, even with the concealer, it's still going to just show through because it does. Oh, this is a good look, huh? So again, you could just pat that in with your finger or do. Oh, good. I usually use the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I just find, I can pat it, but I find it's actually a little bit quicker with a brush. I tend to, I think, kind of wipe away if I use my finger. So again, just kind of bouncing that along. And then very lightly, Again, just kind of bouncing that brush. I don't really want to irritate that area too much, but I also want to keep the concealer there rather than kind of wiping it away. Again, this is a little bit more time consuming to blend it in really well, but I think it's worth it. All right, so that's the base pretty much done. I'm just going to set with my Coverall powder in Fair under my eyes. Over my eyelids. And then I use, that by the way was the Real Techniques setting brush. And then I go in with the Real Techniques blush brush to kind of set the rest of my face just because. And this I don't just put on the areas that I put foundation. I just slap this on everywhere. It's honestly, I mean, it's not great at keeping me shine free all day. It doesn't claim to, but I feel like that makes everything a little bit more even. Even though everything should be blended in really well, I just like to do that. All right, so now going into brows, have my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Please forgive the great difference in the brows. Like I said, unless I cut it out, this brow is actually, you don't see it when my hair is down because my bangs are always covering it. So I usually don't worry about that too much. I don't really worry about making them look even because you only see one, generally speaking. Okay, so since I have a little more time than I usually do, I'm just going to add a very small amount of stuff to my eyes. Again, this is a no makeup look, so this is going to be super, super natural. Here we go. So I'm just going to use one brush for this. This is the Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush, going in with Soft Peach. Woo! From the Anastasia World Traveler palette. And I'm just going to use that really to help set that concealer. So I'm going to put that all over the lid and blend it up towards the brow bone. Not very heavy. I don't really want it to show up like, oh, hey, there's eyeshadow on your face, if you know what I mean. So you can use any shade that does that for you. And then just to add a little bit more definition, because this is a little bit flat at the moment, I'm going to go in with my contour, which is the NYX Powder Blush in Taupe, which I think they don't make anymore, but they have other options. I'm going to use this up. I like it, so I haven't felt a great need to repurchase something, but maybe I'll do some research, or leave in the comments below what your favorite contour shade is, just for fun. So I'm just going to bring that very lightly into the crease. Again, not really to show up much, but just to add a little bit of shape, a little bit of definition. All right, so again, because we're not doing that much on the eyes, I am going to curl my lashes just to help open my eyes up. And then going in with my NYX Doll Eye Mascara. I do have mascara that's a little bit more natural looking, but this is my version of no makeup, which means more intense lashes than maybe a typical no makeup would have. So, yeah. If you are wondering about a nice natural looking cruelty-free mascara, I've been enjoying the Physicians Formula, specifically in the silver tube. I think it's called Curl and Care. I really like the brush, and it's really, really natural looking. All right, now on to cheeks. Now, because this is supposed to be a sort of natural kind of look, I'm not going to contour, but to add a little bit more dimension to my face, what I've been kind of enjoying lately is doing 2 blushes. So again, you know, this is maybe not the quickest, most streamlined process, but you could skip this. You could just use 1 blush. That is not a big deal. So I'm first going to go in with a more kind of neutral blush. So this is the Milani Romantic Rose Powder Blush. We know, love this. Putting that on with a Real Techniques contour brush. In a pretty wide area, almost using it like you would a bronzer. Very lightly though. Like you would a bronzer, maybe. Or like I would use a bronzer. After that, I'm going in with this e.l.f. Blush in Pink Passion. And it's just, again, something about this camera does not like hot pink. But it's essentially, it's a hot pink blush. These aren't the world's greatest blushes, but I find it nice for this particular look, and it blends. It's a similar color to that Fergie blush I had in a recent haul. It was also in my favorites, the bright pink one that was kind of chalky and not very blendable. This is a blendable version of that. It just doesn't last quite as long. So I'm going to take that again on the contour brush and just pop that on the apples of my cheeks. And then you could just continue to use that, but I like this e.l.f. small tapered brush because it's really soft and fluffy. And just blend that a little bit. I don't want to bring that all the way. I don't want to bring that all the way over top of that first blush. But just kind of soften it in so they look a little bit more cohesive. And I feel like having maybe a little bit more color on the cheeks is a really great way to add color when you're doing a more natural look. If you're not going crazy on the eyes, not going crazy on the lips, going for something quite natural. Adding a little bit more color to the cheeks can really help to brighten up your face in a kind of more natural way, because that's an area where, you know, most of us, all of us, you know, especially if we're exercising or if it's cold out, you know, we naturally have color. So there's that. All right, and I'm just going to throw on some lipstick. I grabbed a couple natural ones. And this would be a great way to wear a really bold lip also if you wanted to do that. But I grabbed this, so I'm going to put it on. This is the Milani Color Statement Lipstick in Pretty Natural. And you could just do that. Do a very light layer and just kind of blend it in so it looks like a little bit more of a stain rather than a lipstick if you really want to keep that natural vibe. Kind of like that, but I'm going to put another layer on just for fun. I really love these lipsticks. I find they're really great for quick makeup because they don't really need a lip liner to look precise, and they don't run out the edges of my lips anyway. So, you know, there we go. There's your natural makeup, sort of quick. Yeah, all right. Even if I don't edit this video, it's still going to be shorter than what they usually are. So I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, any tips, what do you do when you either don't have time to do like a full face, or if you're going for something more natural, if you're doing no makeup, what are some of your tips, tricks? If you have videos about it, link it below. Excuse me, link them below so I can check them out. And I hope that you have an amazing day. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.